What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here with the next fights to make after UFC Vegas 87. We got one more video before UFC 299 fight week, and it's the matchmaking, of course, following a pretty solid card, which I just did my recap to. I'm delivering 2 videos in about 2 hours succession, so I hope you guys appreciate the hustle. But let's get started. I'll be matchmaking for 11 fighters on the card and giving them their next fights to make, as well as explaining why that they should fight that person next. So let's get started with the winner of the main event. Jairzinho Rozenstruik got a big, I emphasize big, like the size of Shamil Gaziev's belly, a big win in the main event. He won by 4th round TKO due to heart attack or cardiac arrest. And yeah, I think he should fight Derek Lewis next. It's a pretty clear matchup to make. 2 guys, both black and have power, and I don't know what else the comparison is. But yeah, there's 2 people that look very similar, fight very similar, and I think they would just have a banger. And someone's getting KO'd, and then someone's going to go eat chicken in their post-fight celebration. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just move on. It's pretty, I think if anyone has any different pick, you're kind of retarded. I guess Tuivasa you could do, but apart from that, it's Tuivasa or it's Derek Lewis to fight Jairzinho Rozenstruik next. If there's anyone else you're putting out there, then that's just a fucking retarded take. So let's move on to the next fight. Shamil Gaziev lost in the main event. Of course, his heart gave out. Our prayers are with him. I hope he can make a speedy recovery. Diabetes, it's a serious issue. Obesity, it's a problem that affects a lot of people. And I hope he's okay, and maybe cut back on the KFC and gravy. So yeah, I think he should fight Chris Barnett next. I'm kind of joking and I'm kind of not. Like, just do this fight. It'd be kind of funny. Like, obviously, now we can tell Shamil Gaziev. I didn't think he had any prospect of being a contender before this, but now it is confirmed he has 0 prospect of being a contender. There's no point in ever trying to build him back up to a heavyweight, like, top 15 fight. Just give him funny, like, just make him fight other fat heavyweights, and we'll all just laugh about it when he gasses out and is obese. So yeah, do him versus Chris Barnett, or if you're not going to do that and you're not going to do the funny outcome, you could do an equally funny outcome and do him versus Rebellis de Spain after he beats Josh Parisian this weekend. So that would also be equally as funny, but for different reasons. We move on, though, to the next fight. Vitor Petrino got a win over Tyson Pedro. He didn't look crazy good. He kind of he won. He used his physicality. Look, I saw the name Dominic Reyes being thrown around, and I was going to do that. And then I was also going to think about doing Ryan Spann as well for different reasons. Like, Reyes, just because they know it's an easy win to get him into the top 15. But I'm sick of these fucking ranked guys. Like, I'm sick of these prospects getting just washed, guys. Like, we learn nothing. So I say do him versus Anthony Smith. Because even though Anthony Smith is not at his best, he's not at his peak anymore. The on-paper, ultimate, like, extended final evolution on paper Anthony Smith. He's not quite at that stage, but on paper he could still get it done over Vitor Petrino. So I think he just do that fight sometime. Do it in Brazil. Anthony Smith last fought in December. He got a bad knockout loss, so 6 months off, that'll be fine. Do it in Brazil. At least then you have a big fight and a name on that card, because that card's shit. So let's move on to the other next fight on the card. Muhammad Mokaev beat Alex Perez in the feature fight. He didn't look crazy impressive. He never does. But I think you don't give him a title shot, of course. I mean, if you want him to lose, you could easily do that. But I think you do him versus Amir Al-Bazi in Saudi Arabia in June, because that's apparently what's going down. Saudi Arabia, June, there's like a fight night. Do that as like a feature fight of the card on a big spot. Let the 2 know, and then say 100% guaranteed this is for the next contender, and the winner gets a title shot. And then either way, you've got 2 guys that haven't lost in the UFC, and either of them can get a title shot. And then in the meantime, you do Pantoja versus, I guess you could do Royval. I don't care, but you can do that. Or you bring over fucking Kyoji Horiguchi or some shit like that. I don't know. Just figure something out. But Al-Bazi's injured, so I don't think he's going to be fighting in May. So maybe get him in there. June, Saudi Arabia, same thing. Sand people, homeland. And then do this as a number 1 contender fight. But let's move on to the next fight. Umar Nurmagomedov got a win by decision. And yeah, look, it was a good win, I guess. He did well. He dominated the fight. But I'm not giving him fucking number 3 Corey Sandhagen. Fuck off. He doesn't deserve a top 5 opponent. He hasn't beat a ranked guy. So, fuck you, Umar. Fuck all these guys are saying, Corey Sandhagen, number 1 contender, fight for Umar. He's in the fight for the belt 2 fights from now. Fuck that. He's beaten no one ranked. He's beat a debuting guy. He's beat Hayoni Barcelos, who's 36 years of age. He's beat Nate Maness. He's beat Brian Kelleher. Like, none of these guys are good. Cody Garbrandt just beat Brian Kelleher. All right, title fight in his next fight, guys. Let's go. Cody Garbrandt's winning the belt. Like, fuck off. Can we see him actually, like, work his way through the division? Even if he has to fight a guy, like, one spot back in the rankings. I don't care. But I'm not going to do that. I'll say if this guy would accept a fight with him, I think you do him versus the loser of Song Yadong versus Petr Yan, which I think is going to be Petr Yan. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people aren't going to like hearing that, but I do think Petr Yan is actually going to lose that fight by decision in a 3-rounder, to give you an early spoil of my prediction video. But yeah, I think you do him versus the loser of Yan, and you can also do that, or you could do like a Cejudo, you could do a Figueiredo, you could do any of these guys, but you don't do a top 5 fucking guy. You could do Cheeto if he loses, but not a top 5 opponent. So yeah, Umar, he can get a big fight. He can main event a fight night against Petr Yan in Saudi Arabia. That would do very well. And yeah, make it happen. But of course, if Song loses, you can do that too. That probably isn't fight night main event in Saudi Arabia, but that's like a co-main. But if it's Petr Yan, you can definitely make that a main event. But we move on to the next fight. Steve Erceg got a big win by KO against Matt Schnell in the second round. Flatlined him. And I think he should fight Kai Kara France next in his next fight, because apparently they're going to Australia in like August. Look, that is a bit too much time off, I guess. What's that? April, May, June, July, August. If that's 5 months, that's all right. You can give him some time off. He called out Moreno. Like, I don't mind that call out, but like, your rank's like number 8. You're probably not going to get Moreno. And I doubt Moreno would actually take that fight. But if you do that, I'm not going to complain. But Kai Kara France apparently right now is being a bitch and he's got a headache. They call it concussion. I don't think it exists. I think it's just called excuses to me. But I think you do Erceg versus Kai Kara France, Australia versus New Zealand. Do it in Australia when they come back here, because apparently that's what's going to happen. I assume it'll be a pay-per-view. If not, fight night, like co-main feature fight on a fight night, or like a main card opener on a pay-per-view. That'd be pretty cool. Make it happen, and it would be sick. And hopefully Kai Kara France's little fucking concussion, I've got concussion, hopefully his little dumbass will get fucking knocked out, and Erceg, the real Chad of the division, apart from Pantoja, of course, the second biggest Chad in the division, would get the win. But we move on to the next fight. Alex Perez lost to Steve Erceg. Another guy that lost on the card is, of course, Alex Perez. So yeah, it's lazy matchmaking. You could have easily make these guys both fight down. Like, you could do one of them versus like Tatsuro Taira, one of them versus like Tagirul Bekov, but I couldn't be fucked fitting them both in on the screen. So I'm like, if I'm going to do one, I got to do the other. So fuck it. I'll just match them up both against each other. And yeah, someone is going to pull out again. They've already been matched up before. So these two, someone's going to miss weight, someone's going to pull out, something's going to happen, and yeah, it'd be a solid fight. We move on, though, to the next fight. Nicias Oliveira got a big KO win, one of the KOs of the year, definitely the KO of the year. Got a big win against the debuting guy on short notice, so not crazy in terms of the name that he beat, but amazing KO, sick KO. I'm probably going too high here. Maybe I'm like, I don't think this guy's going to be like a top 15, top 5, top 10 guy, but he's just fun as hell. So another guy that's pretty fun, coming off a couple losses, is Adrian Yanez. Maybe this is way too much too soon, but again, in my opinion, Yanez hasn't beat that many people. He arguably lost to Davey Grant, and apart from that, he's got 2 losses. The 2 ranked fighters he's fought, he lost to, but apart from that, what? Like Tony Gravely or something, Tony Keller, whatever that guy's name was, like, he hasn't really beat anyone good, so I don't think Yanez is actually super, super high level. This will just be a fun scrap. Crazy boxing from Yanez. He's got good punches, and this guy just fucking throws the kitchen sink at people. So I can make this one happen. Maybe I'm going too high up the rankings with this, but I think it would just be a fun fight. We move on to the next fight. Christian Leroy Duncan. I think he should fight Marc-Andre Barriault next in his next fight. Look, he got a big win over Ribeiro, made it look easy. Again, Ribeiro's a can, and he should be cut from the sport. But yeah, CLD looked much better here. He does have a loss to Petrosian, so I'm not trying to give this guy a jump up to like the top 15, but Marc-Andre Barriault beat Eric Anders in his last win, and then his last fight he lost to Chris Curtis, so he definitely has to fight down. And I think this is a very winnable fight for CLD. It's a guy that he could showcase against, and a guy that does have, like, not a big name, but he's pretty well known in terms of, like, the hardcore fans. Even the semi-hardcore fans know him. Do this fight in England as, like, on a prelim. Not on a main card. But yeah, do this as like a prelim fight on the England card. And yeah, this would be a sick fight. We move on to the next fighter. Loic Rajabov got the win by TKO against Abdul Karim Al Selwadi. I think he should fight Nazim Sadikov next, I guess. I don't know. I just looked down the rankings and I thought, like, what can I do that's, like, somewhat intriguing, I guess, stylistically. Nazim's more of a striker. Actually, no, Nazim's got good grappling, so, what's his name? Fucking Rajdabov's got good power and solid grappling. Nazim's got very good, or not very good, but he's got solid grappling. This is a good stylistic matchup. One of Azerbaijan versus fucking, I don't know, Tajikistan or whatever. I guess they're geographically close to each other in terms of ethnicity. I don't know. There's no real reason for it, but yeah, are going to be a good scrap. The next fight, though, that needs to happen is Ludovic Klein. He got a big win. He needs to fight Nasrat Hakparas next. This is a banger. Come on, give me credit here. This fight would be sick. Klein's boxing looked really crisp here, so I think you give him a jump up just outside the rankings against Nasrat. Winner of this could definitely try and get a ranked opponent next, because he's coming off wins over, like, obviously short notice guy here, but before that, like, Ignacio Bahamondes was a great fighter, so he doesn't have a whole lot of losses on his record, so I don't mind doing this fight, make it happen. Again, the boxing would be so fun. If you watch Nasrat's fight with Landon Quinones, and also his fight with Jamie Malarkey, he's got hands, and Ludovic Klein's combos looked real crisp here, so make this fight happen. Winner gets a ranked opponent, and yeah, that'll do it, guys. That's every fight to make. I just wanted to get this one done quickly. I gotta get to work soon. But yeah, that's every fight to make. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments which fights you guys want to see down below. I kind of rushed it, so maybe not all my picks are the best, but whatever, who gives a fuck? Still better than half the matchmaking the UFC does. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which is predictions for 299, and then we're straight on to a whole bunch of videos for 299 Fight Week. We got in-depth predictions for each of them, like, key fights on the card. I'll be doing, like, fight breakdown, like, video fight breakdown, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted. But yeah, I've been waffling too long. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.